Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Director Young, for being here. And, we do truly appreciate both your professionalism and your expertise. You're not new to the Hill. And we appreciate the time that you've given us today. I have a question. We just heard this back and forth about the debt. It was kind of hard to tease out the parts because there was quite a bit of talking over your answers. My understanding is that President Trump added $8.4 trillion to the debt. And I'm wondering if I have that correct.
You do, and the point I was trying to make is debt is cumulative over administrations.
And do you know, was that the largest increase in the debt in modern history?
In modern history, yes.
Thank you. Appreciate that direct answer. One of the things that I talk about a lot in this committee is housing, and not just because it's greatly impacting Vermonters. We have the second highest rate per capita of homelessness in the nation, which is surprising to people because we are a rural state. But I also like to bring it up in this committee because it is something that cuts across party line. It doesn't matter what congressional district you're representing, you're probably experiencing a housing crisis. And it is a growing crisis in rural America. And so across the country, we have seen skyrocketing rates. We've seen predatory landlords, hedge funds buying up 500,000 homes. I know for me, I think about housing as the basis of stability for families. And so it enables children to thrive. It enables people to get better healthcare outcomes. And I know that we can end homelessness through more humane, cost-effective solutions that ensure that everyone has access not just to permanent housing, but also with supportive services. And I'm wondering if you could this morning tell us, how does the president's budget advance those goals of ending homelessness through more permanent supportive housing so people stay housed?
So when we talk about lowering costs, which I think I've heard agreement that we need solutions, the president's put forward many proposals on housing, and I'd like to talk about a few. One, new first-time home buyer and home seller tax credit of $10,000 over 2 years. That would improve affordability for middle-class first-time home buyers. It also unlocks starter home inventory for first-time home buyers and helps middle-class families who are locked in because of rates. Right. Now, we know rates are going to come down over 2 years. This would be a 2-year bridge, so those middle-class families could move into larger homes if they need to for their families. It would also unlock starter homes. This budget also provides a $10 billion in funding for a new first-generation down payment assistance program. We believe that is critical. We know most Americans hold wealth through home ownership. My family, being one of them, is a way into the middle class to own a home. And also to address the critical shortage of affordable housing communities. The budget provides $20 billion in funding for a new innovation fund for housing experience, which would be a competitive grant program for communities that want to expand housing supply. So this is critical. Part of lowering costs, what families will tell you they're hurting over is housing costs.
Yes.
We need more housing supply and more affordable housing. These proposals taken together would do that.
And I think people really discount the impact that a program like down payment assistance can really have on helping people build up equity. I know that was true when I was in my state legislature. I remember being in a committee meeting with some members of my committee saying, well, does this really make a difference to offer a down payment assistance program? It was so successful in Vermont, we reauthorized it numerous times because the take-up rate was incredible. It gives people an opportunity to get into homes and build up that equity. I'm wondering, too, if you could just touch a little bit on the housing supply issue. There's a critical need right now. How does the president's budget address the shortage in supply overall? Because it is locking up basically at every level of the housing market.
Yeah, the $20 billion I spoke about, which would be competitive, if communities wanted to apply for those grants and take on the zoning challenges and the many other local challenges that there are to affordable housing, this would allow communities to take their own local approach. Each has their own issues as to why they can't build enough housing. And that is why we would have a competitive program so people could send in proposals that work for them and work with our housing agencies to develop things that fit for your communities.
Well, I really appreciate it. I know I'm over time. I just want to say how important it is for me to know that the president and the administration understands how housing impacts the entire economy. And this is a way for us to have solid footing for individuals, for families, for communities. And I just really appreciate the attention to this issue. Thank you, Director Young. I appreciate it.
Ms. Balint, I lost control of the clock a long time ago, so we're just, but that's okay. We need to make our points. They're important. And my friend, the